Hello. We're going to explore an art poetry pairing between artist Rich Dresden and poet Christine Beauchaine. And we are going to start with Rich, who is the artist, talking about his source artwork for this project.
Hi, yeah. So my source photograph for this project was the Handyman's altar, and it's kind of a simple picture, but like I tried to add some complexity to it. It derived mostly from just one day I was out in the shed, and sun hit that toolbox perfect, and I was like, I'm feeling this. And so I looked at it for like the next month of trying to visualize like what I would expect out of a picture like this. And I basically went around and grabbed a bunch of things from the rest of the shed and kind of constructed this messy toolbox. By the way, my father saw that picture and he was like, "My toolbox not that messy." And I was like, "Yeah, I had to doctor it up a little bit." But so yeah, so I kind of just like put things in there and tried to plan a design to just like a person that has a lot on their mind that has varying interests. I made sure to put the two dog toys that we had, so that added a little bit, just basically trying to give Christine as many hooks as possible for her to grab onto and get carried away. And another small little thing that I thought would be fun. Don't know if anybody noticed it, but I also went in and I desaturated any item in that picture that was made from natural materials. So
Ooh.
any woods,
Ah,
any of the like concrete, any of that type of thing is completely desaturated. So it was like a small little hint that I thought would be add another like level of depth to the photo. And then when I read Christine's poem, I was like, oh, I couldn't have asked for anything better. It just it hit all those kind of emotions that like I felt looking at that toolbox, and like everything that I had just wanted to encapsulate in that photo, she brought to what life in her words.
Oh, great.
so I love that you made it messy because it just struck me life is messy. And just you fix the things that you can fix, but you can't fix everything. There's something great about things you can be able to fix, things you can do with your hands, things that are technical. I've done the artist poetry pairing a few times, and usually I will look at the image and look at the image and look at the image. And I saw this one, and there were just words right away. The poem just flowed. I didn't think about it. There they were.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it just and I loved that it was messy. I didn't pick up on the saturation. I wish I had. That's really cool. I'm gonna have to go back and look at it now. So I wrote, fix the things which can be fixed. Some things can be, There's something zen about working with your hands, building things up, and mending the ones which are broken. Some things are more intangible, of course, and physical tools don't work, but the handyman's altar allows him to fix the things which can be fixed.
Very nice.
Thank you. I think sometimes when life is messy and chaotic and crazy, when we can focus on tiny little things that we can manage, it makes it better for us. And
Yeah.
that was the thing that struck me when I wrote that as well.
And that was one of those parts when I read the poem where I was like, I didn't even intend that message to be in there, but I love that you pulled it out of there because it's fantastic.
Thank you.
That's kind of one of my favorite things about poetry too, is that like people are going to find things that the author didn't even intend to put in there because everyone sees the world from a different perspective, and so you get those little connections that creative minds make that others might not make. And
I used to get frustrated in high school because they'd say, "What did the poet mean?" But I don't care if you get what I meant. If you get something out of my words, then I'm thrilled, whether it's what I intended for you to get or not.
Exactly.
Okay, so I wrote, that's fun. It's called Iced Coffee. There is no permanence, only iced coffee, I thought, feeling myself clever. Yet even when I got there, the door was locked, and there was no iced coffee either. I don't think there's a word that describes what you mean to me, and yet I need to really look at how I might be contributing to the problem of my own unhappiness. And it was on the way home from a friend's house, and I was thinking about all kinds of things, and I really, really wanted that iced coffee. I had it in my head. I'm going to go to Dunkin' Donuts, I'm going to get a nice coffee for the drive home, and it'll be the best part of my day. And I got there, and it was like, I don't know, 5 o'clock, and they were closed. It sounded so clever in my head. There is no permanence, only iced coffee. But then there wasn't even iced coffee. Sometimes it works out that way.
Fair enough.
It actually happened to me. I did go and there was no iced coffee. Very sad.
I love that it's actually based off of a true story. I was like reading it and I was like, did this happen, or is this just like one of those like imagination situations where you're like, how would I react in this situation? So I love that it's based in real life.
Yeah, it totally was. It was like, what do you mean Dunkin' Donuts closes at 5 o'clock in the afternoon? Oh.
Yeah, so when I got this poem, I was like, all right, how do I want to go about this? Do I want to like interpret it literally? Do I want to try to get super fancy and like esoteric kind of? And then I was just flipping through my camera roll for like inspiration, and I came across the picture that I ended up choosing, which is of my grandmother. She I think she was like 102 in that photo before she passed, and she just loved coffee. That was like you could tell from the outfit that we bought that for her for Christmas one year, and she was like, how did you know? You know, and she loved that outfit. And so just looking at that picture, I was like, I feel like this is that like the soul of that poem. And so I was like, I don't want to do just a photo. So I added like a little filter, and I was tempted. I didn't end up doing it, but I was also tempted to take like a coffee mug and put like a coffee, like an actual coffee ring on the physical photograph. But I decided against that. But yeah, it just felt perfect when I saw that, and everything clicked. And so I was like, this is it. And I
think it almost relates back to the picture that you supplied. It's the small things that ground us, that keep us moving forward, that keep us from falling apart some days.
It's kind of, yeah, it's funny that we both kind of fed off of each other unwittingly.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually.
Well, and I think Christine's poem also says that sometimes if you're clinging to hope for one of those little things and then it goes awry, when your last little strand of sanity breaks.
And that's how I felt that day. I was just so looking forward to that. And it was a very small thing, and then it just wasn't there. And it was sort of like, now how am I going to manage the rest of my afternoon, the rest of my life?
Yep.
You just have to go to like the Dunkin' like a block down.
Well, exactly.
Or at least a Starbucks.
So that's an option.
Yeah, right.
All right. Do you guys have any other comments on the process?
Not particularly.
No, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy this artist poetry pairing a lot.
Oh, good.
Oh, definitely that. Yes, I've done this twice so far, and it's been a blast both times.
Well, thank you guys both for your time and energy, and hopefully we'll see you next year for the next art poetry show.
You got it.
Thank you for everything you do.
Sure thing.
Of course.
Right. Have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.